Hey, what's up guys, it's Texuma here. Here I was on a Friday morning and I thought, why not switch to the iPhone 6s for one day? So yes, in today's video, I'm gonna switch from my iPhone 16 Pro Max to an iPhone 6s for 24 hours. Let's see what happens. If you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's get started. So, I famously just switched SIMs from my iPhone 16 Pro Max to the iPhone 6s for you to trust me. Again, here's my SIM, and here's me inserting it on the iPhone 6s. So, right there, opening it up. It's quite amazing that you can still do this in 2024, which is quite crazy because, remember guys, this phone is more than 10 years old. Insane. So, now that I got the SIM installed, as you can see, I don't have any type of contacts available. And this is a big issue, but because I'm connected to the internet, I was expecting to have the contacts download from iCloud automatically. No, none. No type of sensitive information was downloading from iCloud. My contacts, my messages, my email, nothing. So I couldn't use my phone to work. That's my main purpose of using an iPhone, is to work. And currently, nothing. No contacts, no email, nothing. First big problem of the day, let me put this phone to work to see if I can get anything out of it. If not, well, this challenge didn't even last 5 minutes. So, it's now 11 a.m., 11:06 a.m. and the iPhone was dropping battery life like crazy. It had already 80% and I've just been using it for like 5 minutes. So I decided to turn on low battery mode at 80% because this phone won't last me even 30 minutes if I don't do it. This is a big problem of using a 12-year-old battery. But it has Touch ID, it has a really responsive OS, so I don't think I will have any issues using it. I think I will download some apps right now. I will try to configure it up, get my contacts here, having some trouble doing so, and after that I will of course keep using it and try at least to keep this phone alive for the most amount of time possible, because I have class in about half an hour. I have to go now, but let's hope this phone can hold up, and yeah, let's see how live it is using a 12-year-old iPhone in 2024. I finally got the contacts working on the iPhone. Let's see if I have any more issues during the day. I also really love this size for the iPhone. It's so small, so compact, and easy to carry around. It almost disappears in your pocket. Insane.
I know the sign was given. It's in the way you move and in the sound of your heart. We tend to fall together, fall in love, and still in the end we'll fall apart. So his hope is that we stay close, but it's the life that we chose. It takes time to get it right, sleepless days and nights. We just need a little more, just a little time for you and I. So stay a bit longer.
You would have thought that I would have some issues connecting my AirPods Pro to my iPhone 6s. But no issues. It went flawlessly, no problems, and I could start listening to music with my AirPods Pro almost instantaneously. So the only issue that I had was with 4G network and downloading music. That was the only problem that I had because of battery life. Other than that, worked flawlessly with the AirPods Pro.
So his hope is that we stay close, but it's the life that we chose. It takes time to get it right, sleepless days.
So, just got to uni. The iPhone still has about 61%, which is 20% in 20 minutes of listening to music. Quite terrible, but what can you expect? This is the main camera video at, I don't know, 1080p maybe? I'm not sure.
Just a little time for you and I.
So, class is over and I'm going home now. It's about 1 p.m. The iPhone still has surprisingly 60% of battery. Whenever I turn off my data, so whenever I turn off 4G, the iPhone actually has good battery life. Quite surprising. So I guess I will adapt my usage of the phone and try to see if I can stretch this battery life as far as possible. Other than that, I taken some phone calls, I taken some photos, and yeah, right now, just love the small size and the very lightweight phone. It's nice going back a few years and see what the point was in the smartphone world. Let's go home and record the YouTube video for tomorrow. So, let me give you a quick run to the spec list of this phone. This is an iPhone 6s, came out in 2015, and it's quite interesting because this was one of the smallest upgrades ever for an iPhone, but one of the most important ones. Apple was just coming through their band gate with the iPhone 6, and when they released the iPhone 6s, they solved that issue, and it was pretty big because the iPhone 6 used to bend really easy. With the iPhone 6s, they introduced more stronger materials, stronger aluminium, and more denser ones, which made the iPhone a bit heavier, but also made it way more resistant. So with the iPhone 6s, Apple earned back their respect from the customers. They introduced a new iPhone, they fixed the issue, they got the feedback, and for the first time in a while, they changed something that they needed to, and they admitted their mistake. So actually, bandgate was actually a huge issue with the iPhone 6, but it was fixed with the iPhone 6s. Other than that, this iPhone also features an upgrade to the camera. This had now a 12 megapixel camera. On the iPhone 6, it was an 8. So the jump for the 12 megapixel camera enabled this iPhone to be the first one to ever record 4K video on an iPhone. Insane. 4K video for the first time was actually also a big jump on the camera side. It also took 12 megapixel shots, which were more sharp and better overall than the iPhone 6. So the iPhone 6s, although it was overall the same design, a very small jump, the Apple iterated and changed lots of things, mainly on the camera and the overall materials of the phone, that actually made this iPhone much better and last much longer than the iPhone 6. This iPhone still is supported by iOS 15.8, I think, which is the software that I'm running it right now. 15.8 is still a very up-to-date software. You still have widgets, you still have lots of new features that you think came from older iOS updates, but it came from iOS 15. iOS 15 was a big upgrade, and the iPhone 6s dying this one was great. And it's still very stable, very fast, very easy to use. You have Instagram, you have Twitter, all the apps still support iOS 15. So I'm glad I can still use this phone pretty easily with no issues. It was also able to use 4G. It drains the battery very fast. I don't recommend it. It only has a 1700 milliampere battery, pretty small, so it drains pretty fast. I have to turn on low power mode every time. Oh, and the display, it was a 4.7-inch LCD display with 500 nits of peak brightness. Outside you can definitely tell the difference. Right now it's full brightness on, so it's draining lots of battery, but I can hardly see it on this very bright sun. So yes, the iPhone 6s was a very good phone that in 2024 is actually pretty easy to use. So a 9-year-old iPhone, still very easy to use, and I bet there's some people out there still using this phone. Right now, very useful, and one cool feature is this very compact and small design. It's really light. It only weighs, I think, 150 grams, so 100 grams less than the current Pro Max iPhones that I'm used to. So yes, I think that it is really nice going back to this iPhone. The Touch ID works great, the button still works great. There's only one big problem with this phone, and it's the volume button. The minus volume button is completely ruined, does not work on this phone. I don't know what happened. Other than that, the rest still work. Sometimes it works, you have to click it lots of times. So yes, a 9-year-old iPhone, still very useful in 2024. Let's keep going to the day.
I need some time. I need some time. I need some time. I need some time.
So I'm now home. It's 2 o'clock, as you can see, and it's time to record the YouTube video. So take a look at this. This is the current setup for today's video. Yep, it's going to be about the iPad Pro, and it's coming out tomorrow. So if you are interested in that, today is the 22nd of November, tomorrow is the 23rd. So it's going to be about the iPad Pro. Let's record. So, just finished recording the YouTube video, and yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one. I'm going to talk about how I adapted and how I found the purpose for the iPad Pro in my Apple ecosystem. So it might help you out, guys, decide what to do with your iPad Pros. Should you buy one? Because I think that the iPad Pro is the perfect device that sits between the iPhone and the Mac. That's the premise of today's video. So if you're excited, go check it out. It's coming out tomorrow, the 23rd of November. Now, let's pack things up. Let's go to my parents' home. Want to know what's going to be interesting to see? Is connecting the iPhone 6s to my car. And nope, currently, oh yes, it's using CarPlay. Oh boy. So, I'm now home and it's almost 5 p.m. So, it's 4:53 as you can see. And yeah, I'm at my parents' home. And I think I'm gonna eat something and I will have a leg workout today. I think the next thing to do is have a leg workout. Or before that, I will study a bit and then I will have a leg workout. I'm not sure. One thing for sure though, the iPhone 6s is behaving way better than I thought. Like, it's almost 5 p.m. now. I don't charge this phone since the beginning of the day and it has 30% of battery, which is quite good still. Again, I was traveling by car, I was not charging my phone, I was using CarPlay and I was playing some music that I had downloaded. So no 4G network, obviously, because if I had 4G, this will be already dead, but downloaded songs via CarPlay, completely fine. It worked pretty well, still have 30% battery. Again, all of this in low power mode since the beginning of the day, because the battery would be dead by now if I didn't. So let's do some study or some leg workout. I don't know, whatever happens first, and I'll talk to you. So it's now 15 minutes past 6 and the iPhone 6s only has 17%. And while I'm studying with the iPad Pro, I think I will plug in the iPhone to charge a bit so it can last me the rest of the day. But again, 15 minutes past 6 with 17% still. Put it to the charge, let's see how fast does it charge. And yeah, I think it will last me throughout the rest of the day. After this I will work out, so don't need my phone that much. And 1 hour and 45 minutes later, we had about 95% of battery. So yes, in about 1 hour and 45 minutes, only charged 80%, not that great. Oh boy, here we go to the best part of the day, the leg workout. So my leg workout consists in a very simple split. I divide my leg days into two. My first leg day usually is focused on my posterior chain and the abductors. And yeah, I decide to do this because it allows me to work out with more intensity to failure more often, and I don't feel tired because whenever you do very intense workouts for your legs, trust me, 3 days of recovery shouldn't be enough. But Here, as you can see, I was doing squats. So today it's going to be focused on my quads, not my posterior chain. And I started with squats, which is a very complete exercise. I'm gonna tell you, focuses on everything. I think it's my favorite exercise for leg day. I started off with 2 feather sets, and then I moved on to my top set. My top set today was with only 115 kilos because I was not feeling the best. Normally my top set is 120 kilos on the bar, but again, you need to know how to evaluate yourself. And yeah, with my feather sets, I was not feeling okay. I was not feeling ready and strong to put on my full top set weight. So I pulled back a bit and still managed to do about 8 reps with this weight, which was not that bad. Of course, I always go to failure whenever I'm doing my top set exercises. So with squats, it's no different. I did about 7 to 8 reps and I had a spotter, thank you. But that spotter shouldn't be lifting your weight. It should simply try to help you. And yeah, even if you fail, you have the safety, you drop the bar there. You will see it on my set that I failed. Totally okay, it's my top set. As for the second exercise of the day, and in line with today's workout, because today's focus on quads, I went to the leg press and I did unilateral leg presses with one leg at a time. And it's very important to focus this. Look at my movement. My leg is coming down to its full ROM, range of motion. So yes, the leg press is touching down at the lowest point of the bar. You need to focus on your ROM, especially on leg presses. It does not matter how much weight you have on the bar. This was just a feather set to test out my strength, but always have full range of motion. Again, here I'm showing you how to do it. And then of course, I went into my top set with the same strategy, the same thesis, just with more weight. As you can see, I had about 40 kilos, but one thing you cannot forget, and this is my tip for today, is on the leg press bench, try to put it as far back as possible so you have the full range of motion at your disposal. Because if you put the bench up and incline it even more, it will reduce your range of motion. And again, on the leg press, one of the most important things is the range of motion. But as you can see, top set still has the full ROM, and this is the most important part of this workout. If you take only one thing out of this workout, full range of motion with, of course, high intensity reps, they will make your legs grow. For my third exercise, and don't really pay attention to the fact that this is a different gym with a different day. My camera simply went out of battery, so I couldn't record the rest of the workout. This is just sample footage from other workouts that I filmed to show you the exercise that I was doing. So I did leg extensions with a very particular way of working out. I do about 3 sets of leg extensions. The first set is the top set, the second set is the top set, and the third set is the top set. So instead of doing top set back off, I do 3 top sets. So they are all normal sets to failure. I just prefer this way. Leg extensions give me a huge pump, but don't make me that sore. So I don't really do them in a way that I top set, back off, because it gets too heavy on the top set. It kind of hurts my knees. So I do 3 heavy sets until failure with leg extensions, and that's it. Quad workout is over, and for my fourth exercise, I do the only posterior chain exercise of today's workout. Again, same thesis, different gym, different day, but same exercise. So I did unilateral leg curls on this machine, which is really good. Depending on the gym, I either do a seated leg curl, a lying leg curl, or an upstanding leg curl. I do really enjoy this one right here. It's very good to focus unilaterally in one leg and specifically in one posterior chain, because it's just like doing bicep curls with only one arm. I feel that you can focus more on your muscle. I don't know, it's just my opinion, but I do really enjoy this exercise. I leave it with you, 3 sets until failure, just more of the same. And to finish off the leg workout, some calves. Yay, so much fun. But we gotta do them. On calves, I would say to focus more on having full range of motion, especially on the bottom part of the movement. There are some studies that focus on the fact that you might be growing the same or even more muscle if you focus on long partials. So focus on that deep stretch at the bottom and maybe, just maybe, your calves will grow. And that was my leg day. So let's go home. So workout finished and ran out of battery during the workout, so only recorded my first 2 exercises. Other than that, it's now 10 p.m. Time to go home, have dinner, and yeah, the iPhone actually behaved really well. At the end of the day, I don't actually feel that much of a difference, just because I don't use my phone that much when getting next to bedtime. Try to avoid that, but the iPhone 6s behaved better than I was expecting today. Super fluid, the OS ran really well, no bugs, and it supported everything. So, nice job, Apple. 9 years old, still counting. It has been a few days since that clip that you saw right now, and I've been weighing over my experience with the iPhone 6s in that Friday day. It's now Sunday, which is 2 days later, but the iPhone 6s surprised me. The iPhone 6s size, weight, and actually not needing to use my phone as much, it allowed me to roll back. And this experience always makes me think differently about my iPhones, my computers, and my technology. We don't need that much to survive. And the iPhone 6s showed me that. This phone is still usable, more than usable in 2024. But the thing that actually makes it really good to use, it's not the camera, obviously, not the performance, it's really so, and especially not the battery life, but the fact that it's so small and slow, lightweight. This minimalistic approach, this minimalistic design made me roll back a few years and made me actually be nostalgic about this iPhone, which is why we are watching this video right now, right? But something about this design, something about this weight, something about this size of phone brought me back. And I don't know why, but every time that I try a small phone, I always love it. And I still keep buying the iPhone 16 Pro Max. But someday, once Apple creates a really pro mini iPhone, I might try that. These iPhones, small iPhones, they make me roll back. I don't know why, they are so nostalgic. And I love the design. Of course, it has huge issues, especially on the battery life. It's terrible. It died immediately if I did not turn on low battery mode. And if I did, I could not turn on my data plan. So my 4G network would kill this iPhone instantly. If I did not do that, it would actually last me a bit longer than I was thinking. As for the cameras, they are complete trash. They can record 4K video, but it's not barely unusable in 2024. And for social media, it's not even good enough for that. So I would say that the iPhone 6s is obsolete in 2024. Although it still runs the iOS 15, you can still use it as your device. But I wouldn't post photos taken on the iPhone 6s. I wouldn't post videos taken on the iPhone 6s. And I wouldn't want to record my day-to-day life, my memories with the iPhone 6s in 2024. There are cheaper and better options now in 2024 that you can use, like the iPhone SE that has the home button still, or even buying an iPhone 12 mini or an iPhone 13 mini for $300 or $250. They will give you a much better experience in terms of battery life and cameras with the same form factor and the same overall design. Obviously, the iPhone 6s was unique. It succeeded the iPhone 6, the best-selling iPhone ever, and so it was one of the smallest upgrades ever. So it had a tough time. But over the years, it has proven itself to be one of the best upgrades to the iPhone. It lasted 7 years with software upgrades. It still has iOS 15.8 and is still very usable in 2024. So let me know in the comments below what you thought. Did you enjoy this day in the life? I have several more with several older iPhones, iPhone 5S, iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus, anything that you want to see. I have several day in the life videos, so go check out that playlist. If you're excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for all of your support and for watching my videos. Bye bye.